Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here on Horizon. Well, for anyone who feels ill-suited to sit in an office all day, or even more likely a cubicle, today our focus is on an alternative. Two of them to be exact, construction and manufacturing. Two industries that have much in common to begin with. Both industries pay above average wages, yet both struggle finding the workforce they need. Often suffering from a simple misconception that working with your hands means somehow not working with your mind. And that cannot be further from the truth. We begin today with an industry that is literally all around us and searching for skilled workers. And our Austin Moore introduces us to one of them.
A lot has happened to Kelsey Hunter since she was a student at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
I'm actually a carpenter, cross-trained in plumbing. So I'm a framer, and then I do all the plumbing work.
As a member of Skills USA, Hunter and her teammates were then competing to show their mastery of all aspects of the construction trades and holding their heads high as an all-female team.
Yeah, just make it flat against the board.
Today, Kelsey's enthusiasm for the construction industry has only grown.
People don't realize that there's so much that goes on before a project even mobilizes to the job site.
Kelsey is a project engineer for Nabholz Construction. We caught up with her, along with project executive Paul Boren and project manager Jonathan Lowry, at the site of a new Oklahoma City high school.
On a project this size, we have a lot of subcontractors that need to be coordinated with, they need to be managed. And for every subcontractor, there's a lot of work that has to be accomplished prior to them even stepping foot on the job. Making sure that when they show up on the job site, that they have the appropriate materials and manpower to achieve the activities they need to achieve.
Putting the budget together, putting the estimate together, working with the owner to make sure that we're meeting their expectations, the front-end preliminary schedules.
Part in the office and part in the field. This is detail work often unappreciated by the end users of the building. Yet something they would certainly notice if it were not done right.
If things are delivered to the job site that didn't get approved and that aren't in the contract documents, that's my responsibility. I'm supposed to make sure that everything conforms to the contract documents because it's written in the spec and in the drawings for a reason.
As a project engineer, Kelsey is in training to become a project manager as she builds on her experience.
Well, in today's market, what we're finding is there's huge competition in the market for qualified people in construction. Not just the people in the field, but also people in the office that manage the projects.
That shortage of experienced professionals is leaving the door open for newcomers with the right training.
Anybody who comes into this industry at a young age is going to struggle with not having experience. And it's just the fact that they haven't been out in the field, they haven't seen the products being installed and how they're installed. And what Career Tech and Skills USA offer the students is some early experience in the construction process.
It gives them a more well-rounded view of construction. It's not just paperwork at that point. They understand what's involved, the physical portion of it.
The impact of the Teamworks competition was very vital to how I operate my position today, because I work with a team, and basically we sat in front of an owner and we told them, how are we going to build this thing in 16 hours? And how are you going to do it safely? How are you going to do it according to the drawings? How are you going to do it? And those are real questions that owners in commercial construction want to know.
Something Kelsey knows firsthand now that she's laying the foundation of her own career.
So what other type of opportunities does the construction industry offer? Well, my first guest has that answer and much more when we return.